It's just different.
Hey, y'all, hey. Welcome to Jaded and Evolving the podcast. I am your hostess, Christian.
And I am your other hostess, Natasha Soul.
It's that voice for me, y'all. I love it. Welcome back to another episode. We are so glad that you guys are sticking along with us for this spiritual ride.
We are.
If you guys are not following us, make sure that you follow us on social media at Jaded and Evolving. That is Jaded and Evolving on all social media platforms. It's really easy to find us. And we just thank you guys for rocking with us for as long as we have. If you guys have been following us on social media the past couple of weeks, you know we hit 100 plays. And that's a big deal for most pods because most pods don't survive their first 7 episodes. It's this myth, specifically in Black podcasting, but there's this myth that if you can't make it through 7 episodes, then you're just not going to make it. Right. And we hit 14 episodes and 100 plays. So
we fucking doubled.
We did it. High five, friend. And shout out to everybody who listens. Shout out to the Sacred Space Baltimore and all her support. Make sure that you go down there and shop with Angie. Shout out to my dad. He is like a big supporter of this show. And my dad.
Thank you.
Yeah, and SMG Studios. Shout out to SMG Studios for just giving us the space to record. We enjoy it. Just come in, sit down, set up. They let you drink in here. It's a good time.
You let us drink in here?
Absolutely.
Fucking studio manager.
I am the studio manager. I let y'all drink in here.
Like, nigga.
It ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. But
somebody does.
Welcome back to another episode. How you been, friend?
This week was crazy.
Yes, it was.
For both of us.
Ew.
Had the goddamn stomach virus. More likely noro.
What was that?
I don't know.
What
kid germs?
Literally.
Fucking kid germs.
Because it started with my child. And then you came over. He literally got sick. What was that? You came over Friday. And I kept him home. So he got sick Thursday. And then we was down for the count for the weekend. I told you that shit felt like an exorcism.
I went to the wine festival Saturday.
Yes, you did.
Sunday, fucked up. I laid up, had a pain like right here, and I was like, "Why does it feel like my gallbladder?" Like before I had to get my gallbladder taken out, I was like, "It hurts so bad." I was like, "Something is going on. Something is going on with me." That first trip to the bathroom, I was just like, "I just want to throw up. I need to throw up."
And throwing up as an adult is not the same as when you throw up as a kid.
That shit hurt.
It's terrible.
Bruh, that Earl when nothing comes up.
Hell.
Is so fucking bad.
When your mouth get wet.
Yo, that's the craziest part. Because I just knew. I was like leaning over when I didn't have to. And like the saliva would drip out slowly.
And that's how you know?
No. I knew when I had more saliva coming out. And it was like the drips was just like fucking, I had the sink on. I know y'all don't want to hear about none of that.
I know, but like we were sick. It was
we
hell.
were down for the count.
Like my child got sick on Thursday. It had to be something going around the school because that's just like a thing right now. And then literally we hang out. We do like our weekly meetings on Fridays, and usually like we at my crib because all the shit is there. Snacks. We eat like it's a good ass time.
She do got the snacks.
So
just you a friend that got snacks.
It took no time at all for us to get sick. Like none. I was really out of it on Saturday. I was like, but I told you when I texted you, I was like, I treated this kind of like a spiritual cleanse. I was like, I really must be getting all this shit out.
How does that work? I was very confused when you said that. I got what you meant, but I was just like, I wonder what that looks like for you.
I know that I started to feel a certain type of way. Like, I've been feeling a certain type of way, just in general, right? So I was just like, I'm going to just purge this. I'm not going to take any medication. I'm not going to try to fight this past what I'm feeling. So I'm just going to let my body do what it does and get very in tune with what's happening. Yeah. So I was paying attention to like my mouth watering because I had to spit up, right? That's something that I've always known. But then I took it like when I had to use the restroom, when my stomach was growling.
You're just paying attention to like your body a little bit more.
I just took it as a way to like get more attuned. So I just took it as like a way of being like, let me tap into the different parts of me. Like when I was sitting on the toilet dying, I was like, let me feel my feet on the floor. Let me feel my body going through this. And it wasn't a good thing to go through at all. But I feel like the same way that I learned my body through like my menstrual cycle and how I don't need a tracker or anything for that, I feel like should be the same way when I get sick. Like, yeah, I knew I was getting sick because, of course, my stomach was fucked up. But there were signs of like things I probably should have seen before then, like the headaches or just feeling nauseous. I wasn't paying attention to all that. I just thought it was me not eating.
Yeah.
When in all actuality, it was me, whatever the fuck my kid had. Like, it was just a bad thing. So,
in all honesty, there was no point in me even taking the damn Pepto-Bismol.
girl, because I just got sick again.
It, like, by the time you have to take Pepto-Bismol, you're already nauseous, and that shit makes you want to just puke right in the little mini cup.
Sunday, when I felt like it was still going to happen, because I was going to go surprise my aunt at church. You know, church is not my thing.
Yes, and I was like, oh no, she doesn't get to go.
I was going to go, I'm going to go tomorrow. Okay. But I was like, I'm going to go pop up on her at the church. I was like, let me take this Pepto before I leave out the house. That's when I decided to take the medicine.
That's really pushing it out.
Good.
That's really pushing everything
I went to go upstairs and take a shower. I said, nope, won't be going to church. Nope. I was like, because I was like, if I purge all of Saturday, taking the medicine on Sunday, I should be fine.
Nope.
My body was like, you ain't even need all that.
You didn't. You were fine.
Hell on earth.
Why you taking that man-made?
Hell on
unnecessary nonsense.
And now since then, I will say that I do feel a lot less bloated. Yes. So I guess there are benefits to getting sick. And I was able to just kind of be like, all right, certain things I'm just not going to eat.
I did a cleanse.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know, if that's how you go about losing a couple pounds, so the fuck what?
That's girl math.
Right. Judge your mama. Don't judge me.
That's girl math for you right there.
Listen.
If I spiritually cleanse my body,
I lose like 3
with
pounds.
a norovirus.
I lose 3 pounds.
I'll lose 3 to 10 pounds.
And maybe like 2 inches off my waist. Somebody got to do it. Shit. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk to you about our shitty butts, our swamp ass, our mud booties. Natasha just had a birthday, and 30 is slowly creeping up on you. 30 is here for me. I'm excited. Yeah, I think that's probably the joy of this conversation is the fact that
we both find it as a great thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always like that because before I even turned 25, the whole idea of a quarter life crisis, like I had never thought about that before.
Yeah.
But once that had set into my mind, I was like, oh shit, like I need to get certain things done. Like,
that's how you feel. You start like, I got to put a game plan in place.
But once I got closer and I became a more spiritual person, like that's kind of like 24, 25 was around the time where I got more spiritual.
Yeah.
And I realized, I was like, I really have to stop calling it a crisis because words mean things.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a quarter life experience for me. I am getting to this quarter part of my life and I get to enjoy it and I get to see my milestones. Like, this does not have to be a bad thing. Like, aging in general is not a bad thing.
No.
If you're not doing anything, that's when it becomes a bad thing because then you look at everything that you regret not doing.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of what people do just in life, right? Like, you discount your blessings.
Yes.
So as you get older, right, you hit 25, you're like, I haven't done shit with my life.
Right.
When by 25, some people have graduated college.
Right.
If you didn't go to college, you have some type of trade. If you don't have some type of trade,
You're
you've probably fallen into some type of realm of career,
you got
right? Like
married.
you've been evolving some way, somehow. You got married, you've had kids, you changed your hair color, you moved out of state, you moved in general, moved out your mom and pop, your mom and dad's house. Well, even if you've just graduated high school, there is something to celebrate.
Right.
Once by the time you reach that point in your life. And I think that in turning 30, people assume that it's this very pivotal moment. Mm-hmm. It's not.
No.
It's not. You're still very much stupid. You're very much stupid.
You're still a child.
You're still dumb.
What I like to bring up is this video that I saw, and this girl was just like, once you become an adult, you're really only in adulthood for some odd time.
Yeah.
So when you turn adults at 18.
Technically.
When you turn 19, you're a 1-year-old adult.
There you go.
If you see it from that aspect, it makes sense that we're still not that mature.
Because technically now you're only like 12. Yeah. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. I made a video the other day on TikTok.
Middle school age.
I was basically saying, like, y'all have to stop thinking about the fact that you hit 30 like you so fucking old. Like, we so we're still so young that we're still stupid. Like, a lot of us have just had to get insurance on our own. You're probably just falling into a place in your life where you feel like, fuck, I need to decide on what I'm going to do for a career. How am I going to make money for the rest of my life? None of this shit really comes up until you hit that 25, 30, that 5-year gap, right? That's really when it starts to hit, because here I am 30, right? Getting ready to get married. I already had a kid. Like, I'm already technically in my career field on both sides of the spectrum. Yeah. Like, I've done a lot of the work. So for me, it was discounting all that I've done. Like, some of us think about what do I have to do? What do I have to do? It's like, what else could I possibly be doing? Because I feel like I covered all of my fucking bases. Like, my mom didn't allow us to kind of grow up not doing anything. So now here I am at 30, and all of my friends are like, I still got to do this and I still got to do that shit. I'm like, I'm damn near done. What the fuck do I do with the rest of my life? Because I'm not where I need to be, to be financially free and be like, all right, fuck, I don't have to work anymore. But I don't want to work a 9-to-5 my entire life. There's a lot of things that you still have to consider at this age. So you can't take 30s so serious. No. You can't take your 30s. In my opinion, you don't really turn like adult until you're like 40. 30 is still very dumb years.
When my mom was I was in high school. No, I was in college, and I had to do this assignment. And I asked my mom like this question, like, do you feel like you have it all figured out? Or do you know, like, are you happy at this point in your life? And she was like, even at this age, I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
No.
And I'm just like, well, if she don't know what she doing,
I have no faith.
How can I expect myself to really be going through all this and truly understand?
Yeah.
It's always something new.
And you have to think that it's literally one generation leading the next. So, like, if them niggas don't have it together, we are not going to have it together.
Majority of the previous generations did not have it figured out at all. And they like to act like it. But, like, okay, y'all raised us, but y'all only raised us with what your parents gave you. And they didn't really give y'all much.
I honestly believe that, like, millennials, like, we are the first group of people to actually try to rear these kids decently, Like, we're not trying to raise them to be like, you got to get the best test scores. You got to
make sure that you work for the rest of your life.
You have to be healthy. Like, that's all
mentally well.
In all facets of your life, whether it be financially, whether it be whatever. You have got to be healthy and you have to be stable. I don't give a fuck about all this extra shit. Your happiness comes at a cost. You're going to have to pay the cost. Like, that's just what it is. You're going to have to take risk in life. We are the first ones.
You have to be okay with that.
That are just not lying to these kids. Like, we are so unapologetically failing in front of these fucking kids' face. And they're not even scared no more. They're like, well, we just not going to do it then. Fuck it.
To be honest.
They are so unapologetic at being like, we're just not going to do it. And they're thriving. They are thriving in their years.
The oldest part of, like, the younger generation, them having to go into work, half of them are just like, I want to work from home. Yeah. And if I can't work from home, I'm not working here.
This is the largest group with the strongest boundaries I have ever come across. And I
love
fuck with it. I fuck with it. They not letting
I look
you
at them
shit.
And I admire.
They be walking off of jobs. They don't give a fuck. And still finding a way. Still finding a way with no apology. Unapologetic. Oh, you out here doing... Like, for instance, the OnlyFans situation where they're like, oh, you leave a job so that you could suck dick on the internet. They're like...
Yeah.
And did.
Because I do it in my own time. And I'm making
way better money. Are you upset? Because they'll say that.
I make my year's rent in 1 week.
In a video.
For one video.
And you think your judgment is supposed to affect... That's why I don't say shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Support your local sex worker. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Because they making the money.
Support your local sex worker.
I think that's a part of the risk too. I think, and that's something that, as like in our realm of being a millennial, we probably don't do a lot of. We not taking a risk. We need stability.
I think we're starting to. Like, half of us are, but it's still like that. In a sense, the people that are taking risk is that racial divide.
I also think that they're the ones scamming and shit too. Like, a lot of them are willing to do anything to have this level of freedom.
It's them making the ebooks about stuff that we already know, like giving you the basic information, and you're sitting there like, bitch, I just gave you $50 for this 12-week course, and I knew all this.
But at the same token, they can give you all the information, but are you going to use it?
That too.
So I feel like sometimes, right? Like sometimes
really
the people
scam?
that purchase the ebooks don't need the ebooks,
No.
right? Because like we know the basic information. We thought that you was getting ready to give us, because I'm guilty of it, right? Like I'm thinking you get ready to give me some shit that I can use.
Yeah, I know already.
I'm not the person that needs these ebooks.
Nope.
Like I just feel sorry for the people that do purchase the ebooks and don't do shit with them.
Yeah.
You know, like get the information and do what you got to do with it. But you have to do something with it. And I think that a lot of us are so fucking tired emotionally that they're just not doing anything. No. They're not. I've never seen so many people in our generation not doing a fucking thing because they are burnt out. Myself included to a point. These the most burnt out fucking people I've ever come across.
Burnt out because some of us are looking at the younger generation and we're like, damn, they are so fucking free. How do I get to that?
And we're not willing to take the risks to do it because
not
like they don't have
that they are jumping off the fucking cliff.
They don't have 9
and running with it. They're jumping off the fucking cliff and you're like, these crazy kids, they have a parachute.
And they fine.
You wasn't looking.
They fine.
They are set. They are fine. They're finding a way.
Are influencing in a way that I've never.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm not.
The girl that wrote the fucking shadow work journal is younger than us. So when I found that information, first of all, I felt like FBI because I was like, bitch, she don't pop up on nothing. First of all, like
right. When you
this
sent me
girl is.
I don't know 23? Why her being white also made me feel the same type of way. And I also,
because you don't want to take spiritual advice from people that
I just feel like they colonialized, if that's the word, colonized. I feel like they colonized shadow work.
Yes.
This is because we talk about it all the time.
Spiritual development, they make it look so easy. Yes. Because when I popped on TikTok, of course, the first video that popped up was this lady, and I felt like she was sexualizing a little bit. She was black though, and I was like, you falling into that whole line. But she was just like, yeah, because I just felt like I had to get it together, so I used. Of course, she was doing like an ad for the shadow work journal, but I was like, are you really fucking using this? Because journaling is not the only thing that you need to do. Because you doing this ad, I don't try to track anybody else's spiritual journey or spiritual growth, but at the end of the day, you doing this type of shit, you pandering in a sense, is not gonna help the next person. These people are actually looking for
the profiting
guidance, and your ass is sitting here like, yeah, you making it look good, and it's not. It's you fucking wanting to fucking rip your hair out. It's you crying in front of the fucking mirror, and your eyes are fucking puffy, and your nose is fucking red. It's you sitting in your fucking bed in the middle of the fucking night with looking up at the fucking ceiling, like, what the fuck am I doing with my
afternoon? Because you had to take a day of PTO because you
took a fucking mental day, like, and you're sitting in the fucking living room with your fucking Snuggie in your head, your fucking hoodie on from the Snuggie, watching fucking cartoons because you need nostalgia in order to pull you back to wherever the fuck. But the nostalgia is actually holding you back because you want to go back.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know these days of having those polarized emotions when all the fuck you doing is purchasing these journals. You could 369 your way into a manifestation all day long. But if you are not emotionally inept to handle the blessing, you're going to be fucked up. And I don't think that people talk about that. Y'all hit this 25, not even 25, because I'm seeing a lot of like 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds purchase the journal as well. And that's the part that they're leaving out. You are going to get to turn, like, you're going to turn 23, because that's usually the age. You're going to turn 23 where you realize 25 is 2 years away. And then you're going to realize that when you turn 25, 30 is 5 years away. So now you're only 7 years away from actually feeling like an old-ass individual. So now you start to really... You start to freak the fuck out about every decision that you make. You need to rush everything. It's not that fucking deep. It's not that fucking deep. There are going to be days where you take a leap on faith. There are other days where you can't even think about taking a fucking risk. There's so much duality and there's so many polarized experiences in your lifetime that you cannot just bet on, I don't know, 169 pages of a fucking book that you purchased on TikTok to be the deciding factor on whether you get it all together or not. There's a lot of life to live outside of doing whatever the fuck social media tells you. Social media is not real, to your point, because you said that. And it's like, I try to get people to understand that as somebody who makes content, like I do, you know, like having the weekly
When
vlogs.
we first met, I told you, I was just like, a lot of stuff on social media has actually impacted me because there are times when I'm just like, is this shit real?
And it's not. Nothing.
But I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, I don't even want to be on this shit.
Especially when you get to know these people from social media. Like, I've met so many people who they have hundreds of thousands of followers, right? Like your favorite influencer. You don't have to have a lot of followers to go to these events. You don't have, sometimes it's just as simple as putting your name on a list or sending an email. So I have been in rooms with people that I've never taken photos with because it's not that big of a deal. But you come across these people with millions of followers. And they are just like you. They put their drawers on just like you. They get their hair done just like you. Honestly, there's not even a really huge monetary divide between y'all sometimes because some of them are not even leveraging their follower accounts like they're supposed to. So please do not take these fucking people serious. It's not that fucking deep. Some of y'all favorite influencers are fucking one missed payment away from getting a car repossessed.
They living in their mama house.
Or up the street from me. Like, and I mean that wholeheartedly. We go to the same 7-Eleven across the street. We get our gas at the same Wawa's.
We go to the same damn dispensary.
We in there chopping it up. You are a normal person. You have kids. Your house is filthy. You done only cleaned off the part the niggas are seeing in the background. Like, we've been around. Y'all are human. And I think that people, right? You see this shit online. You see them in the lavish cars. You see that I have literally been in Miami. For instance, we went to Fort Lauderdale it doesn't matter, like 2021, whatever. We went for like a vacation. There were influencers on the beach, right? Like taking photos. We were driving by in an Uber.
Can't even fucking enjoy yourself.
But you watching them falsify. Like they would climb on motorcycles, take the picture, and then hop off and walk away because it's not they shit. Or you would see people walking up to you like, can I use your car to take this picture real quick? Like, I'm seeing it firsthand. I'm in Atlanta watching these niggas perpetrate, taking pictures outside of like homes that are not theirs and shaking keys and watching them get back into a fucking 2004 Corolla and pull the fuck off.
And they go to that Airbnb.
I'm seeing y'all.
That's the keys that y'all saw for the Airbnb that they staying at for the weekend. That's what they look like usually.
I'm not telling y'all something I ain't seen. They perpetrating, they falsifying, and y'all num eating it the fuck up, and I feel sorry for y'all, cause it's not that deep. It's not that deep. I don't want y'all to be 25, whatever age. By the time you 30, it should really set in, and if it doesn't, I am fearful for your future. That a lot of the shit that you aspire to, simply because you see it on social media, the shit is not real.
No.
It's nowhere near real.
No.
And it's unfortunate at how much power people give it. It's all, like you said, it's to the point where I don't even want to be on this shit no more.
I haven't wanted to be on social media for the longest time.
It's a chore now.
It's so, in all honesty, so you know how like Instagram took away like the chronological order.
Mm-hmm. That's when I
and
lost
then
it.
they gave you the two options, like you can go to the main page and yes.
Yeah.
And then I started doing the following, and I was just like, this is not enjoyable as the main page. I've gotten back to going to the following, and I learned that those suggested posts, you can silence those for 30 days. Yep. So I did that, but I went back to the following, and I was just like, this makes sense. But I'm really using it to clear my thing off, my timeline off. I'm actually doing a mass unfollowing.
Yes.
I'm like, what the fuck are y'all here for? Like I told you, I mean, Mr. Beast is cool, but I was like, I'm following you. Mm-hmm. And then it shows me all the pages that I see the most. And I'm just like, I really like, I mean, you were one of them, of course, but I'm just like, half of these people, I wish I didn't see them as much.
It's like, what space was I in when I followed these people? That's usually when I start unfollowing people.
And you know the way that my mind works, it's always turning. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me because 1 minute I'm just like, I want to follow all these spiritual pages. Same. I want to follow all these business pages. I want to follow all these content helping pages. Yeah. And then I'm just like, I only needed you for that one post, actually.
You might unfollow. I think that we need like spam. My little sister was saying like everybody has a Finsta, and I was like, what the fuck is a Finsta? And she was like, it's basically like a dumping ground for like the real you. And I was like, that's what I use my current page for. She's like, but that's more like motivation. You just need a space where you could just be you. And I was like, yeah.
And you have said this. You said you needed to make another page, and I was thinking that too. Like when I don't really have to, I don't have to have any follows on. followers on there. I really just want to see stuff, and I can put my little random, like, low quality pictures, like, whatever.
I feel like
if I post it all,
because social media is so much more for marketing now that it's lost the
It's so
spark
annoying.
of socializing.
it's
It's
annoying.
really a space for you to lie. It's a space for you to highlight your life.
Because when they made Threads, they were just like, this is really networking.
And that's
this
all
is
it
better for
is.
networking. I was like,
So that's
thought
kind of
this
what I
was-
use social media for now, is like just to market. I've found more peace being offline, like occupying myself with other shit than I have anything else. Almost so to the point now where like when I post our content, I'm using another application.
Yeah.
I don't even have to see the fucking social
No.
media. I just go in there to check to make sure that the shit is actually posting. So
it's really,
I just
it's
don't
really
get part of it.
unfortunate that it's gotten to that.
Because
Because
it
was
used to be
fun.
so exciting. You used to be
was
able to like
fun
post a
before.
pack of Skittles and be like, "This is my Skittles," and everybody be like, "Yeah, girl, look at your Skittles."
Or,
Something so stupid, just stupid.
this is not funny. This is not funny. Or you post a pack of Skittles and be like, I stand with Trayvon Martin. And everybody
Yeah,
just
but no,
fire
like shit like
shit.
that. And they be like, that is some polenta. That is
And everybody
that's
posting
advocating.
their Black Power
Angela
fist.
Davis got her fucking Skittles. Like everybody, we having it. That's what it used to be. Now
All
it's
the
like,
black posts that people put up.
it's like, oh, I stand with BLM, and it's like, but BLM is owned by a white man. Take that shit down.
It is
so
a scam.
It's such a marketing ploy now.
Why
I hate
y'all
everything
scamming
about
people
it.
like
It's, It's nuts. Absolutely the fuck nuts.
Trauma bonding is not all that bad.
It's really not. It's not that deep. Like so, it's a problem when that's all you have to talk about.
It gets bad when y'all form a cult.
A cult alliance.
A cult alliance, or soy sauce, as I like to call it, packed
Yes.
with it. Because now y'all literally can't see y'all way out of all the trauma that y'all dug yourself in this hole, and y'all really not helping each other get out of it.
Or like one person is happy, but the other person's like, remember, we decided to be sad. And it's like,
I don't want to be sad.
or you have like good news and the person's like, that's great, but like,
Cool.
remember.
They're not genuinely happy for your wins because
Yeah.
they're so absorbed in the fact that y'all met off of this sad ass shit.
Yeah. I hate a miserable ass person on purpose. Like somebody who is just miserable because something has happened in their life. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't hold on to trauma, right? Hold on to it until you work through it and you heal. But to not be working on it at all and you 35, like, and it happened to you when you were like 17, you've been holding this shit for 18 years. And I'm
And
saying
you ain't
that
go to therapy about it.
kind of condescending and judgmental because I do feel a certain type of way about it. I think that it is very negative that, like, for instance, we met, right? We have similar like trauma if you think
Yeah.
about it, but that's not
But that's
the
not our
basis of our
basis of our
friendship.
friendship
Like, if anything,
at
that
all.
strengthens our bond. It strengthens my ability to be empathetic to you.
Yes.
But it doesn't make me feel like I have to feel sorry for this person,
No.
or when she said I have to be sad. Like
No.
it doesn't link me to you any more than it does the things that we don't have in common.
Yes.
So I think it's
Like-
nasty work when people are only friends because they traumatized.
They just want to be sad all the time. Like when you had your job interview, and that was like a very happy moment. Was I the happiest person in the world? No, but I was able to separate that
To be
because
happy
I
for your
wanted to be
friend.
happy for you.
Exactly.
I don't have to be. Nobody is happy about their life all the fucking time, and that's a
No.
part of spirituality that people need to understand. It's not always fucking rainbows and fucking sunshine. You're not always going to get the best walk in nature.
And it's not always the worst thing in the world either.
No.
Sometimes it's just like a bad 45 minutes. Like, people gotta stop acting like you have a traumatic day and that's the rest of your life.
Your life is the worst thing ever to
You
happen.
used to get a beating and then have to go eat spaghetti in the living room with the same bitch that beat you an hour later. Like, you gonna learn to literally compartmentalize. You gonna learn to, you feel me, like to cope. You've been coping this entire time, but
You
eventually you get to a point where you can no longer cope.
Yes.
So you have to go talk to somebody. You have to go work through it, whether it be a professional that you can afford or just a motherfucker who knows
friend.
something about something. It's the fact that you're choosing to sit in it is the thing that I can't respect. Why are you such a sad ass bitch all the time? Bitch, every time I talk to you, you're going through something. You ain't never had.
I've had to tell people about that. I'm
Yes.
just like, so after telling me all this negative stuff, I'm just like, so what happened good today?
Tell me something good. We will not.
And we're
end this
just
phone call
looking
like
at
this.
each other like.
I love
so
a
nothing.
friend who can say like, but
Real
enough
you
about
out.
that. Like, let's talk about
Real
something
you
I
out of that
love.
shit.
Oh, I love it.
You do that to me a lot.
Yes. Enough about that.
Because you know I'll hyper focus on it though.
Right.
Like that's just.
But when I
that's
find
just me.
you spiraling, like when I find you going down the hole, I'm just like, let me pull her off of this because she can pivot. She has the ability to pivot.
Yes.
So sometimes you just have to remind them, like, hey, not the only thing that exists.
Right.
What about this? And it's like, fuck that. You're right. Like,
It's Gucci.
It's the whole getting stuck in the trauma thing for me that makes me feel like, oh, you just don't give a fuck. Like, you want to be a sad ass bitch. And people say things like, oh, this is all I know. Bitch, you didn't know how to braid hair and you learned. You ain't know how to suck dick and you learned how to do that, right? You know? So
Your mama didn't teach you how to suck dick, but
so,
you know how to do
But
that.
you learn how to do that. She ain't teach you how to cook, but you won't go in there and find the fucking cookbook. Won't find a recipe online. Won't learn how to sustain yourself. But you'll learn how to please that man. You'll learn how to please the white people in that job so you can keep that paycheck coming in. What have you done for yourself? But you can't talk about it because now all of a sudden now you slur slidle. Now all of a sudden it's the end of the fucking world. Now I can't talk about this. I cannot be held accountable for my sadness. This is just too fucking much. And it's like,
ma'am,
one, deep breaths, right? And two,
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna check in on you.
I'm gonna call you in 2 weeks because you need some time to yourself. You need to go on
I don't
time
have
out.
the capacity for this bullshit no more.
That's my favorite word, capacity. I don't have the capacity for this. Tell people I work all the time. Okay, well, that's going to be a tomorrow problem because I don't have the capacity for this. Love it.
I set a boundary this week as well.
Talk to me.
I was, you know how like when you come in the door and people try to ask you about work, one of the coworkers was trying to do that, and I was just like, can you give me a couple minutes before I work on that?
Yes.
And he was just like, actually, yes.
Come on. And
He was just like, yes, I just had it on my mind and I wanted to, and I was just like, I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. And then when I came to his like room to fix the stuff, he was just like, yeah, I didn't mean to catch you off guard like that. I appreciate being apologetic and everything.
Come on now.
And he was just like, I'm sorry for catching you off guard. It was just on my mind. Like you made it click like that. And I was just like, yeah, I just really needed to like set my stuff down and get my mind prepared for the day. Like, that's why I'm here a little bit earlier. Yeah. And he's just like, no, I get it. I hate when people do that stuff to me. I apologize. And we had a mutual.
Yes. I want to start this like running thing on my job, right? And I want to inspire everybody to do it. Color coding. I love color coding. So it's like on my
like emails and stuff.
On my job, we have like multiple teams. So like if it's a billing thing, let's make it purple. But if it's Megan's thing, let's make it like purple with like a yellow dot on it or just something that you can specify. And that way, when I walk in the door and you feel the need, oh my God, look, there's Christian. I have to ask her a question, regarding this account or whatever. Let me put that on a yellow sticky note. Or let me flag this yellow and send this email over to her so she knows within our CRM system that this belongs to her. That way you're not walking up to me 7 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Christian. Because I usually am in the door at like 6:45. Hey, Christian. I ain't even took that first sip of coffee yet. Like, I got a cup on my desk that says there's an ass whooping manifesting if you don't let me finish this cup. I might have to bring the mugs back out. It was from like when I first had a mug line. And my coworkers always like, I love that cup. And I'm like, because I'm dead ass the fuck serious. Don't ask me anything until, like, my job also knows that I have a ritual when I walk in the door. You hear me put my shit down. You hear me click-clacking and logging in. Once you see me stand up and look around, that's usually when you can start talking to me. Because Christian pop a head up. Because y'all can't see me over here. So Christian pop a head up.
She's being a lemur.
But other than that,
checking
leave
what's
me
going on.
the fuck alone. Leave me alone.
I'm doing my job.
I just walked in this bitch. It's like a mom when she just get home from work and y'all asking her questions. Now I understand what my mama was going through though. Like, she just got off of work and I'm like, Mom, what's for dinner? Mom, what's this? Mom, what's that? I can tell.
But it's the other way around too. Because sometimes moms be having a bad day and then they come mess with you and you be like, didn't you just come in the door?
I don't know nothing
Go
about
sit
that.
down.
My mama was the queen of going in the room and closing the door for the first 30 minutes.
Sometimes my mom would come in, but I'm like,
it's my dad that does.
It's
shit
because
like that.
I'm the youngest too, so she's like, I'm like,
my mama wouldn't even speak to us for the first 45 minutes. She would literally walk in the house, say nothing to no one, and she still does it to this day.
That's my dad though. He would come in. I would usually be on the couch watching TV. I'd be like, hey. He'd be like, hey. He'd go to the room, take his work clothes off, take a 30-minute nap. That's what's happening in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Getting myself to take this nap, and then I'm gonna wake up and we're gonna cook dinner and talk.
I feel like that is a boundary, though. I feel like that's an
Yes.
important boundary, but I don't know. I love like a strong communication. Like you fucked up, you fixed it.
It was great.
I like
I
that.
really appreciated that from
It's like it's one of those things that's platonic, but it's like a platonic turn on.
Yes.
Like I love being platonically
It made me
turned on.
feel really good. Like
Yes.
it made the rest of the day go smooth. Like that one thing.
Once you have a boundary and you act upon it and it's like set and it actually
And you're actually
like
able to set that shit. You're like, I'm the fucking
my
champion.
ego is like hitting a Dougie, like hey, it's such a good feeling.
I am the champion.
That's exactly how I feel. It's
I have
such a
won
good thing.
this round in this video game.
And you
What's
did,
the
though.
next thing?
And you did though, friend. You did that one.
I did.
You ready to get into these topics?
Yes.
Before we go any further, Afros and Audios is actually next week, October 21st and 22nd, and we are covering the media.
It
So
will
we'll
be
be
this
doing this week.
It would be this week.
Y'all gotta excuse me.
We in the future and the past.
Listen, duality. So it's still time to get your ticket. Like literally, by the time you hear this, you'll have like 2 days to get your ticket. But there's still time to get your ticket.
And we have a discount code. And
Absolutely.
it'll be...
And we want y'all here. You ain't even got to stay the whole time. Just come pop in.
You could come for one day.
Do the damn thing and leave out. But there's going to be so many great people having so many amazing conversations. Y'all know black people and podcasting really don't go together like they should. We don't chart, right? We're not hitting the charts. So I feel like with this being a community all in itself, we got to stick together. So shout out to Afros and Audio. Shout out to Talib. Shout out to the whole A&A team.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see y'all on the 21st and the 22nd.
My mastermind tour.
The Mastermind Tour. I am hosting this next leg of the Mastermind Tour in Jacksonville, Florida.
This is the first one that she's hosting.
The only one. I already told. I told
did see
Latrice.
that
I said,
post.
"Listen, Treese,
You need
I'ma
to
make you
find
proud,
a way.
but you best to bring your ass back."
She said, "Find a
Come
way.
Houston, cause
Get somebody else to do it.
baby,
I'm not doing it no more."
I'm doing this because I love my team and because I love Latrice. Shout out to the Kirby Butterfly. Shout out to Mish Monroe and Street Poet 1125. And the whole Mastermind team. But yeah, I'll be in Jacksonville on November 25th. Y'all should definitely come out. It's gonna be a great time. And then the studio that we're in. Shout out to SMG Studios. If you would like to book your time here, whether it be in this room or the room next door, or just to host an event here, check us out at srcarrigans.com. But also make sure that you just contact me. If y'all follow me on social media, it's unprofessional, but shoot me a DM and I'll get y'all to the right space so that y'all can book y'all time. This is a really dope space to be in. Natasha is the lead IT person here, and I manage the studio. And
It's really the lead engineer.
Just in general.
I like
She do all kinds of shit.
I do.
She do all the tech shit. Like if it's something
If you
techy
would like
in
to
this
figure
bitch,
out, if you have your own studio and you want to figure out how to get that sound crispy, I know sometimes we mess. It's really me, to be honest, because I talk low. But if you want to figure out how to get that sound crisp, or you just trying to figure out your
talk your shit, friend.
talk
Talk your shit, friend.
if you're trying to get them angles right, if you're just
Listen.
trying to figure out, you know, what you would like to do with your
Yes.
podcast, hit me up.
Yes. Yes. How was that? How was that?
How did I do?
You did great. You did great.
Don't play with it.
Listen, let's get into these fucking topics. My friends are really successful. Real life, real talk. Y'all got degrees, certifications.
Shit's crazy. I love that I have such successful friends.
Me too. I like bragging on it too. I be like, I got friends that own business.
I got a friend that has a metaphysical shop.
You feel me? Shout out
And I
to
be working there
Sacred Space.
sometimes.
Yes.
I be there.
The events, the concerts that happen there.
It's amazing what she's doing for the community, for black women.
For the plant people, all kinds of. She got a plethora, okay, of a market of people.
Over
She is in
13.
pristine spacing, and there's not been a shop there that successful for this long.
Black either. Because
Black woman owned?
Because that area has been prejudiced for a very long time.
Not she a
Still
double
is.
minority. Not she
Still
a double.
is.
Come and doing it and thriving. So much so that she can say, listen, I'll air all this shit out right now and then start from jump with whole new brands, whole new everything. And it's just going to work itself out because there's no choice but to. That's the type of faith. That's the type of faith I'm trying to have. Shout out to Angie.
Nigga.
We love her for it. Just in general, like our 9 to 5s, like no matter what, I don't think I have any friend that I'm not willing to be like, no matter what career path you choose, be proud of it. But all of my friends work in spaces where I'm like, oh, you need somebody to do such and such. Oh, I know somebody to do such and such. Oh, I got a homegirl that work here.
Same.
Or I'm very blessed to have that Rolodex of friendships and acquaintanceships. Like I got people who are not necessarily my friends, but I could literally put you in touch with somebody and they would know like, oh, it's coming from Christian or it's a genuine, connection. I love it. I like having successful friends.
And also, like, with you, because I gave Angie her props, but of course with you, with learning more about cannabis. Like, I've had friends where I just, like, smoke with them, and we don't really talk about, like, what's really going on with the cannabis or the terpenes and all that stuff. But with you, I've learned a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I've learned to look at terpenes more. Even though when I got my card, it was, like, the doctor that I talked to, she was just like, you should look into these terpenes and, try to veer away from this one because it can make you anxious and stuff like that. But it was just like really with you, once we started smoking together, it made me look at it more and go like, okay, it does have that one that the doctor told me to veer away from, but that's not the highest one. I can deal with that 0.01. That 0.01, and then everything else is like, oh, okay, it's 0.10, 0.9. Stuff like that. So you helped me.
I'm so glad that I am here.
And she getting her degree in cannabis, y'all.
Listen, I smoke so much weed, I'm trying to get a degree for it. I'm dead ass serious. I just think that black people...
I think that should be everybody's go-to. The shit that you really like, just go ahead and get the certs in it. Because why are you playing?
Why not?
Make money off of that.
Why can't I sell drugs legally? I want to... Listen, that's the only reson why I did it. That's the only reason why I did it. Of course, it has its other benefits, but I really did it for the fact that if I'm gonna smoke weed, I'm gonna benefit from it. Right, I'm gonna benefit from it, and I also like to know what I'm putting in my body. Right, same way I went the herbal route, the holistic route of things. Whether I purchase the shit from a nigga off the street or I'm getting it from an actual dispensary, I want to know what
is up with it.
So that was my biggest thing.
And then also having two friends, I am okay with being realistic about who my real friends are. Like I do. When I think about it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of messed up because I do have more. When I count the ones that truly support me,
because now you're preaching.
I really only have two friends, and I'm okay with that.
I'm so okay with that.
I'm okay with that. I have the friends that only want to have a good time, and that's okay.
I think I have different categories.
I also have the friends that want to work. Yeah, will help me put myself in that headspace of, okay, I gotta get to work and start doing this shit. We'll sit together and we can build a business. We can do this shit. We can actually
it's
grow.
Like a friendship hierarchy.
We learn each other.
Like you have like this point of friends and then you have like a set of friends underneath that. And there's nothing wrong with having multiple sets of friends, but when you think about that very small but highly important quadrant,
I go to them more.
I
look to them more. Those are the ones that I'm taking with me.
That's your tribe. Everybody underneath that is like community, but that right there, that's your tribe.
Those
and
are
you
the
should
ones
only
that I'm taking
have.
With me.
You really should only have about 2-3 niggas up in that space. In general,
if you got the whole fucking club,
if you trying to take the group with you, what you want?
Even Jesus only had 12 followers.
And even them niggas turned on him after a while. You feel me? Because wasn't 2 of them niggas up on the cross with him? He had some niggas around him.
It was
a prisoner and some other people.
Yeah, it was 2 prisoners. But some of them did disown him.
Fucking Judas.
Judas said, I'm about to turn your ass. One of you will forsake me.
It was Judas.
The first one to talk. Not me, Jesus.
Exactly.
He was like, he turned his. I know Jesus was like,
nigga,
I am perfect, and you got me wanting to do some real imperfect ass shit right now.
Life God, my level of discernment is at a
my
holy
intuition
level.
Has always been on point. Me and God is like this.
That's literally
that
my
is
daddy.
The apple of my eye. He has taught me everything I know.
Nigga, I know it's you.
Some people believe he is me. What do you mean? I don't know that it's you.
Nigga, not
The intuition,
know
the
it's
body
you.
language. I know how to read body language.
Your
My
shoulders up,
intuition
nigga.
on point.
Your shoulders up.
You got some damn coins in your pocket that you didn't have earlier. What the fuck is going on?
Judas was a weird ass nigga too. Like,
that's how people be in real life. Didn't we just talk about that? Not you going across country with me and you don't even like me for
they
real.
killed that girl in Mexico. That's what I'm saying. Like, get you some real fucking friends, and you only need like 2 of them for real.
Low-key made a pact with you in the car.
Listen,
I'm telling
and
you,
I
like, I would
stand
never.
on it, and
I would
stand
never.
on
I
it.
swear to God.
There's no part of me that would want to be friends with somebody where I felt like I had to take
I
their
have
life,
to
or I had
shade
to
her all
like
the time.
fight her,
Or
or
I really
argue
don't
with her,
like
or be
you.
above her. Like, what?
How many times have I told you, when I don't like somebody, the fuck am I around you for? Your whole being annoys me, and I don't like being annoyed. I don't
When
like
I feel like I'm
having
in competition with you, like, oh, this bitch want to dress better than me, and blah, blah, like, once you find yourself feeling like that, you need
and
to
you don't
distance yourself.
and you don't correct it, like within you.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Like,
damn, I feel like I'm in competition with her,
Yes.
and you're just like, wait a minute, because who am I? I am myself.
Thank you.
I am in my own lane, but you see that person still trying to, like, oh, you gonna wear that out, bitch? I know I look fine. Like, I'm not.
That's
I'm
the
not one of
projection
those
we
crazy.
talked about once before.
Like, it's
Yeah.
different. It's different. Like, you know the friends that can't dress, and you know how to talk to them.
Yeah.
You just like, all right, we gonna change that.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta directly not. Oh, you gonna wear that out? Oh.
Or bitch, not you.
You wearing that again?
You Ray, that's the one that get me. Bitch, not you, Ray. Blah blah blah. Bitch, not you got one. Bitch, not your hair. Bitch, not your nails. Bitch, not the shoes. What about it?
If you worried about my nails, why the fuck you ain't take me to your appointment? But you took old girl.
Or why you ain't get me some press-ons? Same bitch you get your press-ons from. Come in a cute little box and everything.
You worried about my lashes, bitch? You do lashes.
We could have
Why
had a
you
whole
ain't
little
helping
spa
me
night
out?
at the house. Why you not hooking your homegirl up? Why you ain't put your homegirl on? Like, I smoke so much weed, my friends know they never had to worry about not being high around me. You feel me? You play to your strength. So it's like, why get around somebody where you got to feel a certain type of way about them? Like, I don't get into like weed matches with people. Oh, I'm smoking on this gas. I'm smoking on this.
I got that exotic.
Go for it.
That's
but
great.
do you know what you smoking? Like, that's my thing.
Are
and we
you
not ready to go
sure
toe to toe either.
it's
I'm
not
gonna treat
crack
this
in that
as an
weed?
educational situation, and I'm gonna go about my day because clearly you ignorant.
Are you sure it's not crack
You
in
sure?
that weed?
Is it crack? Is it crack you smoke? Like,
Heroin?
it's weird.
Methamphetamine?
It's that.
Is it a little
Ugh.
in there? They put a little Sazon in your weed, and
I
that's
feel
why
like
you feel
everybody
like it's
who's
top
really
notch.
like a hating ass bitch is on like crack. Like, it's crack, heroin,
They're
fentanyl,
on-
a perk. It's a perk. Because you gotta be smoking dick to be hating on the next person. You should be so
For people that are
consumed
not
in
from
your shit.
Baltimore, please tell them what smoking dick
Sorry,
is.
smoking dick is like it's like you tripping, like you're doing too much, or you're not doing the right thing. You're fucking up, right? You're smoking dick. You're out your head. You're
on
not
some
thinking
other shit.
clearly, right? If you think that I'm gonna hate on the next bitch,
Okay, smoking dick is you're out of your fucking mind.
there you go. It's smoking dick is the white people version of you're skating on thin ice, buddy.
Yes.
Like it's that.
I like
it's
it.
who do you think you are, pal?
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, it's like
How dare you?
it's like that one.
Smoking that crack again.
Because sometimes for white people it do be crack.
No,
That's a
coke
whole-
is their thing.
Crack is their thing. Heroin is their
No,
thing. Anything
crack
with a pipe.
was the black thing.
I feel like
Yes, because Whitney said crack was whack. Crack was what was in the black communities.
but the
Coke
white people put the
had-
crack there.
the government, yes, but
So I don't think
they
black
had
people-
coke. It was the higher echelon white people that had the coke
But I
with
don't.
the little spoon.
Crack
But the
not our
pimps,
fault, though.
the pimps had the little spoon.
but that was to get their bitches in order. That was to get the hoes in check.
Yeah.
And that's the profession they chose. Pimping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it.
I had a whole we gonna talk
Sidebar.
about that,
That was a
total
anyway. Back to
You
these
know,
topics.
you know you love when we do that. That's crazy.
Do we have to talk about Will and Jada?
No.
Okay, let's get rid of it. I'm tired of
'Cause we
talking about
don't
them.
give a
That literally is the topic. I don't give a fuck about if they was married. I don't give a fuck if she fucked Tupac or not. Rest in peace, Tupac. I don't give a fuck.
I said this on Twitter. I'm gonna say it for y'all. We need to mind our own business when it comes to relationships specifically, because everybody's relationship is different. It's always a fucking Twitter conversation. You gonna make your man's plate first or the kid's plate. Whatever you see fit, as long as everybody getting fed.
I also don't think that if you're not married or nowhere near married, you shouldn't be having these conversations. Like, you're single and you have so much work to do with yourself that you are nowhere near partnership that you should just shut the fuck up. I would be embarrassed if I was you. I wouldn't have an opinion if I knew that you weren't even the proper partner for yourself, let alone the partner for somebody else.
Why are you in this conversation about if your man came in the house at 3 a.m. and he wanted a hot meal, would you cook it?
Because you don't have a man.
Do you wake up in the middle of 3 a.m. when you hungry to cook for yourself? Good. You taking care of yourself. Right. I'm more concerned about that. Are you okay?
And half of y'all you don't have groceries in your house to feed that man. So let's focus on the problem at hand. I'm a big bitch.
If the bitch came over to your fucking house and the shit is dirty and she gonna clean it, that shit. This woman, you just met her 2 weeks ago, and this your first time inviting her over, and it's dirty.
A little too high, buddy.
Why you ain't call your mother over to clean up?
Because that's what you really want. Now that's a total girl. We can have a whole.
Call your mother up. Call your mother up to clean.
These women to be their mamas so bad,
and even she wouldn't clean it. She would tear into your ass. You know, grandma.
No, she would tear into it, but she would clean it.
She would, because she upset. She like, you got me over here.
She's gonna clean and complain at the same time, but it's getting done.
That's my mom.
But that's what a lot of men want.
But I'm not your mama.
But a lot of men want that. A lot of men just want a version of their mothers that they can fuck.
A lot of men don't like women.
Black kink stigmas.
They like the vagina. They like sex.
They like being able to masturbate with a warm body. But men would also fuck a McChicken. So that's why I don't really take too much of what they say into consideration.
I think the main thing about black kink stigma is the race play thing and how people think that
I'm not doing it. That's inappropriate.
Like, everybody is opposed to doing race play, because I've seen a couple people that are just like, okay,
who you know?
You know, I'm on the same website as you, and I've seen them people. I just
deleted that account. I'm not benefiting from there at all. Not in the ways that I wanted to. It's too much anyway. That's why
people.
I just delete. I just literally. I think I got like 3 more days until it's just like all the way gone, because it's not even worth it.
No,
we were talking about in the group chat too. Like, it's not really a space that you can benefit from.
We need to make a black one, and there is a black one, but I don't know what it's called. And even would that one be beneficial?
In the kink community in general, there are a lot of predatory people as well. I think that no matter what community you're in, whether you're black, you're white, you purple, doesn't fucking matter. There are predatory people everywhere.
Predatory against the new people, predatory against the younger people that just became of age because you like babies,
people that are new to the lifestyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the people new people, vetted, period.
People who are vetted, and you know, like, maybe they have a certain level of knowledge or education that they feel like puts them in a space to be vetted. I just feel like people take advantage so much of this space, right? Like BDSM in general. Mm-hmm. You don't come into this space to be beaten because you want to get your ass. You feel me? You want to get knocked the fuck out. Like, you're not going for a fight. You're going because this is something that arouses you. It's something that makes you happy. It stimulates you in a way. People, especially black people, any black person that I've ever talked to in the kink community is there for stimulation. Is there for community.
Yes.
Like, there's always a positivity behind it. So if you're joining the kink community to fuck people or because you're trying to get your aggression off and it's in an unhealthy manner, you're not in the correct community. Yeah. Go join a fight club. Go join a wrestling ring.
If you don't understand aftercare, like you don't understand all aspects of kink, do some work.
Mm-hmm. And don't try to join a community without that. Like, you can definitely come into the community, but you need to be very open about your ignorance. You need to ask all the questions. You need to have a core set of people that
allow
you trust.
People to assess, like, help you, not assess you, but assist like you, assist you in your journey.
Yeah.
But not people that are trying to like take advantage
or just fuck you. Like, because sometimes people will see that you're new to a community
and just want to fuck you,
and they will take advantage, like you said, of the newer people that are just like, oh, he's new here, oh, she's new, because it's not just women. Oh, he's new here, oh, she's new here.
Oh, they real green.
And it's unfortunate. Like, I've never come across anything in the kink community that was too concerning.
Yeah.
But to hear the stories, you just like, damn.
The fuck?
Because sometimes it does get a little deep.
It's very weird.
Before we get out of here, friend, what are we updating the people on?
We're going to start doing cannabis reviews on Instagram. So once a week, you will see our favorite strain of the week. I only really partake on the weekends. So I actually have to go to the dispensary to get something. But they'll probably mainly come from
Yeah, I mean, or anything we might have, happen to try.
But we are gonna start doing reviews on cannabis, and we're gonna share the terpenes and all the good little stuff that you usually don't see people talking about.
And we'll put like a glossary
Or
up
that's
on the
rare
Instagram.
for you to see.
Yeah.
Yes, we're probably gonna start with the different strains like indica sativa hybrid, even though that doesn't. At the end of the day, that kind of doesn't matter. Everybody reacts to
things. It's
marijuana
indica
differently.
sativa hybrid is about the cultivation of the plant. It's not the plant itself.
Yes.
Which is why sometimes when y'all say things like, I be smoking on that sativa, I be smoking. I hear you. Yeah. But you ain't really saying shit.
Right.
What's important is
the terpenes.
We are trying to destigmatize the conversations that happen around cannabis, but women in cannabis, because smoking is such an unsexy thing for some people, but it is such a sexy drug. It's such a sexy drug, and that's not even the sex appeal or what happens. It's the attunement that you gain to your body. It's the spirituality and the spiritualism and the overall just relationship that you can develop with your plants, setting intentions before smoking. Just there's so many things that can happen, and knowing your terpenes, it allows you to manifest differently. It allows you to change your diet. There's so many different things that can happen behind knowing just shit about weed. Like, the more you know, the better. So I'm really glad that you actually came up with this idea, because it does give us the opportunity to educate, and it gives us a reason to smoke more.
I just felt like it is one of those important parts about what this is.
Yeah.
We are destigmatizing a lot of things, and with that, that's one of the main things that we're trying to destigmatize is cannabis. You think that it's not as stigmatized, but in our community, like when we are partaking, it's always seen as something bad. Yeah. Majority of the time it's seen as something bad or ghetto. But when our counterparts partake, it's, oh, that's so, cool.
Or artsy. It's so deep and woke.
It's so different. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's just like,
so eclectic and artsy.
This has been something that's been a part of this.
Free all the niggas in the jails that are only in there for marijuana charges. Like, that part. It's a lot deeper than what we'll speak about here. However,
my man's was only trying to get some groceries.
Y'all know.
And y'all locked him up. For
y'all
20
know.
years for what?
If you know, you know. So it's like,
for 2 ounces.
At the end of the day, we're gonna do our part, and shout out to everybody who is also doing their part. And I think that in doing this, it will give you guys the opportunity to understand that the relationship that you came into cannabis with probably was a very jaded situation, but there's so much evolving behind the plant in itself with legalization and trying to get descheduled and things of that nature, that when it comes down to the education that you'll be receiving simply from the post, it'll allow you to converse around weed different. You become the nigga in the group that know a little bit more.
Like, yeah, because
you know? Like, where you learning from? Girl, these 2 big bitches on Instagram, they be smoking this shit. They got the signs and shit up, but that shit hard. You should follow them. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community around this shit.
We might even do it with psilocybin.
Because why not? I have to do way more research with that, but that's also a part of my cannabis classes, which I'm happy about.
Nice.
And because there's no real certification behind that, it allows us to
psychoactive thing.
Yeah, it allows us to. It makes us take more trips. So I'm excited. You got anything else for the people?
Can't wait. Affirmation.
Yes, Buki.
Let's see. Do I like this? Let's see. Now you want to act slow. That's crazy.
That's some bullshit.
The app always wants to act slow. I am confident that my difficult days are ending and I am finding joy again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was for you.
That's spot the fuck on.
That was definitely for you.
That's spot the fuck on.
I am drawn to positive people.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one too.
There's so many good things happening in life. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and on all social media platforms. Review.
And rate.
We want to hit this algorithm in a way that y'all have never seen. We are going to make the top 100 charts on Spotify, Apple, Google, Chartable, all the bulls. You heard it here first. But we cannot do that
Audible
without your assistance. We are literally on every streaming platform for podcasts. Apple,
Yes.
Amazon,
Pandora,
Libsyn, Pod, Spreaker. We're on all that shit. If it hosts a podcast, we're on it. We love your support. We appreciate you guys, but we need the reviews.
And if we're not on it, you can always request.
And we'll put it up there.
Request.
It's not hard at all. She
Request.
literally is a tech guru.
I added us to Pandora because one of my coworkers was just like, I really want to listen, but I'm only really able to watch through YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I use Pandora. Can you put it on there?
And look at
Yes. Yes, I can. Whatever helps you listen to us easier.
So we're just here to, we aim to please.
That's literally been my whole life.
Oh God, we love y'all. We'll see y'all
We
next
do.
episode. Bye.
Okay, I had to make sure that was the right figure.